So people want to say Jesus is a crutch. Okay. It ain't true. Because if these people knew anything, they would know that it's not like that. In fact, it's the complete opposite. Any person who's truly Christian and who's truly going after Jesus realizes that the minute you make your mind up to do that, you will get attacked by people, situations, life, your car, your job. Your whole life falls apart. Nobody who's really after Jesus is weak because your whole life comes crashing down. You have to fight your temptations. You're constantly in a fight. So anybody who's a Christian and they're not dealing with something or have a heavy heart or going through tribulation or rejoicing from a trial they've been through, then something's wrong. You know, a real man, it takes a real man to not sleep with 100 women. You're not a man if you sleep with 100 women. That's easy. The test is to stay with one woman or no women. And people got it all backwards. The book says that the things of God will seem foolish to the non-believer, but the fools are the non-believers because they don't. I mean, Jesus runs this whole thing. Yeah, the devil has his time here on earth, but he's still got to yield to Jesus on whatever he does. He's got to ask for permission. And you people who are fighting politically and not being a Christian, either you're bullshit or you don't know, because you're fighting ultimately against Satan. So how do you plan to beat Satan when he was a created angel? Just because you don't believe in something doesn't make it true or doesn't make it false. God gives us free will, and he'll never violate that. But the devil, he will. He'll control you. He'll manipulate you. Look at the governments. Governments do exactly that. They lie. First and foremost, they lie. Then they manipulate, which lying is a form of manipulation. They steal, they kill, murder, poison, rape, pillage. Government is a devil-ish thing now, unfortunately. Let's be clear. Jesus created governments and framework. It was, see, the devil can't create anything. He's got to co-opt it. So government was created to punish the bad people. But bad people got into the government, so now that's going in the other direction. Also, people ask, if there was a God, then why is there all this killing and hunger? The answer to that is, it's the Christian on earth's fault. We're supposed to be doing God's work. So instead of blaming God, you really should be saying, where are the Christians? Where are the Christians? But see, everybody thinks Christianity is a lie, so they're not going to say that. Everybody thinks religion's a lie. Because they've been lied to. They've been manipulated. How easy is it for somebody to pose as a Christian and then harm you? Even people who really believe in Jesus and going after him, they're going to slip and fall, and they're going to give you a sign that may make you think like this ain't true. And it's unfortunate because it is true. There really is a Jesus. And you can't really know it. You could definitely be preached to. But God works in such a beautiful way, especially Jesus, by just praying to him. Don't attack somebody because they're preaching against abortion, or they're preaching for closed borders, don't get mad. If you see them, like, the point I'm trying to make is, don't argue with nobody. Just go by yourself and pray, and God will reveal himself to you. That's what he'll do. You don't need to go back and forth, argue, debate, wonder. Just pray to him. Ask him, if you're real, show me. With no doubts, I want to see that you exist clearly. And he will show you. And then you'll be at a dilemma of what to do, because now your mind just got blown because you realize he's real. It's mind-blowing. It's so mind-blowing that it'll actually paralyze you to a degree of awe. It really will. It's done it to me. I found stuff out and sat there with a daze, having to fight myself to get out of that mindset because, like, I was so blown away by the truth. My whole thing started in 2013, when I was in my living room and I said, all I want to know is the truth. UFOs, aliens, governments, history. And I went on an amazing adventure through YouTube and my library to find out exactly what was going on. Little did I know that when I asked to see the truth, I was asking to see Jesus, because Jesus is the truth. And I seen it. He took me from the back way to the front way. He took me from all the evil and all the shit people are doing to show me that they're Luciferians, that they believe the devil, Satan, is the light bearer. And they reversed the whole Garden of Eden by saying man was held captive in the garden, and it was Lucifer who freed them from slavery, when in reality he was pulling you into bondage of sin and death, framing it as if you're being free because you get to do what you want to do on the surface level, but not realizing that doing what you want to do will ultimately lead to a spiritual issue, because if you're sinning in your choices or sinning with your choices, you're ultimately gonna have an issue spiritually. So that's what they believe. So that's what he showed me. These are Luciferians. They're Luciferians. And they believe that Lucifer brought the light and freed Adam and Eve. They're twisted. They're backwards. Jesus is real, and the more things get hard and the more the world starts to fall apart, the more you have to understand that there's peace in him, there's security in him. You know, as you build your relationship with him, that he's got you. And then the things that this world throws at you doesn't affect you the same. He's the real therapist. He's the real Xanax. He's the real comfort. And that's biblical, because he'll send down the Holy Spirit, which is the comforter, to comfort us in our war against evil. Bottom line, if you're fighting politically, and you're especially on the right, which I don't know how you could be on the left and be a Christian, because right on face value, they don't support anything Christianity. They support abortion, they believe in gun control, open borders. It's a shit show on the left. And it ultimately is the same on the right, but at least the right plays lip service to abortion, and there actually is some people on the right that believe it. But if you're fighting politically and you do not have a foundation with Jesus, then you're not really doing much. You're not protecting yourself or your family, and you're being deceived. Trust me. Pray out to him and let him reveal himself to you, and then equip yourself with him as you build a relationship with him by praying and reading the word, the Bible. You will get power and insight into what you're doing politically, and there you go. Now you have, because if you don't have him, the evil will do astral projection, and they'll cast a spell on you. Then they'll send demons towards you. And if you're not guarded with angels, you die. Car accident, overdose, a murder, somebody pushes you on a train track, whatever it is. You're susceptible to spiritual attacks because you're not covered with the angels. Grow up. We live in a spiritual war. We live in a spiritual battle. We're in physical bodies, but we're spiritual beings. You cannot exempt the spirituality of this by only staying in the physical, because you will get attacked and you won't understand why or where it's coming from. It's simple. All right, YouTube. I'll see you on the next one.